We got a big show to talk about last night, Saturday night's Wait, hold on. The New York Knicks are your new NBA champions. Anywho, the last night at Saturday night's main event, big tag team matchup determining what the undisputed WWE Championship matchup would be at SummerSlam. Cody Rhodes and CM Punk, can they coexist as they went against Gunther and Sami Zayn, or would Gunther's actions cost him in the end, even though it is the general manager? We also got to talk about hold on. Jalen Brunson is your NBA Finals MVP. This is much more important than anything this guy's going to say after this word right here. Bayley and Lyra Valkyria had a grudge match after their team broke up just over a month ago, with Lyra showing a new side of her personality. You also had Karl Anthony Towns was the center of the NBA champion New York Knicks, and he was in the building with Danhausen to get the job done against JD McDonagh. Danhausen, an honorary New York Knick. That's the only thing that I'm supposed to say that is prevalent to the show, because it's all about the Knicks all the time. Who cares about the wrestling? The New York Knicks are here. Jalen Brunson, Karl Anthony Towns, Mike Brown, Josh Hart, Jose Alvarado. We got OG Anunoby.
He said to watch True Heel Heat now, right now.
What's up, True Heel Heat? True Heel Heat.
What's up? True Heel Heat.
Alright, this is Danhausen here, very nice, very evil. You are watching True Heel Heat. Probably should have had MJF do this, but here we are.
Hello. It is me, your True Heel Phenom, SP3, and we are live on the True Heel Heat YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch, as well as Facebook and Twitch for our WWE Saturday Night's Main Event 2026 NYC review, breaking down last night's show from Madison Square Garden. The picture for SummerSlam is a whole lot clearer, and Nick Aldis has cost Gunther his chance at the WWE Championship, while Jalen Brunson was acknowledged, because that's more important than everything else. And to break it all down, to talk all about last night's show, I am joined by my esteemed colleague. He is the main man and founder over at Dirt Sheet Radio. He is your favorite unfiltered soul on the reviews, the one and only Jon Escudero. How you doing, Jon?
What's up, everybody? How you doing, Sid?
I am doing well. I cannot complain at all. Interesting show we're going to discuss today.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I can't wait.
We appreciate y'all if you're joining us live. Appreciate y'all if you're watching us on demand. Either way, show your appreciation back the simplest way possible. Drop the thumbs up on this video. You can also share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family on all your favorite social media platforms. If you are new to the True Hill Heat YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content here. You can also sound off in the comments down below. If you're watching us on demand, hit the hype button there. And if you're watching us live, sound off in the live chat, and we'll try to highlight as many of your comments as possible. But of course, if you're feeling generous, you want to give back to what we do here, you want to show your support to the True Hill Heat YouTube channel in the best way possible, you could do so with a super chat donation. Any dollar amount matters. It goes back to the contributors that you see on screen with us here, and we always appreciate the support. And we got a big one, Jon, today. Sheesh. From Chuck Berries, who's got a lot to say about this nice show. Chuck Berries with a $100 super chat donation. Thank you so much, Chuck Berries. You are our biggest contributor on the channel. This is not the first time you've given us a huge super chat donation, so we appreciate you always. He says, okay, I decided to give my thoughts today instead of last night with you and Joel. So here they are. 1, I will no longer refer to Pamela by her previous alias name starting with B. 2, the intensity of this match just gave me blow-off vibes. And 3, Pam deserves better. AEW.
I agree
so that's one of the big stories coming out of last night is that a lot of people think that was the swan song for Bayley. Do you agree with Chuck Berries here, who says it came off like blow off vibes and maybe they were writing her off?
For sure, because yesterday we spoke on the preview and I was like, man, if Bayley gets pinned tomorrow and it's just straight up, I think she's done. And then they went and took it a step forward and they just killed her. So I was like, oh, I really think she's done. I don't know. Maybe they'll extend the feud. Maybe she'll sell it today, tomorrow on Raw, and they'll do a match at SummerSlam. It felt to me like that was it. I was expecting to see a breaking news report this morning saying she was gone.
I mean, it's still early in the day, man.
Yeah,
if you come aboard any minute now, you may hit me up and be like, oh wait, we got some breaking news.
Seriously.
So yeah, it was interesting the way they did that, and Bayley has kind of been rumored, and I think it's mainly another contributor to why this rumor has become so prevalent as of late is Mercedes Moné.
Mercedes crazy though.
Mercedes Moné.
Crazy.
I don't think we've seen this. We've seen this openly with someone who's still under WWE contract, but someone from AEW teasing it this hard.
I mean, there's still like plausible deniability. She could say she's talking about something else or whatever, but like, come on, bro. When she tweeted out, I was like, nah, like that's great. If I was Bayley, I'd be like, yo, chill. Like, I still fucking work here. Like,
she's like, you blowing my spine. Chill.
But they full on killed Bayley. It kind of reminded me of what they did to Ricochet back in the day when they like just killed him on Raw since you want to leave. It was good for Lyra. I mean, if anything, Bayley leaves behind something for Lyra. Whether the company will capitalize on it or not, that's a whole nother conversation. But Bayley did everything that she could for Lyra Valkyria here, so that's great. That's awesome. Bayley's always going to be Bayley, and if she really is leaving, I'm excited not just to see her show up in AEW, but potentially in other places. Potentially Bayley in Stardom, potentially Bayley in TJPW, like some crazy shit, it's out there.
The possibilities are really endless, and we'll talk about if this is the end of Bayley in WWE, kind of her whole run in WWE, because I think that's fascinating within itself to talk about and kind of break down different parts or different eras that she's had and evolutions that she had in her character and in her push in the company. We got also Chuck Berry. Chuck Berry's like, sheesh, I'm gonna give y'all everything. We're gonna give you another super chat donation. Thank you so much, Chuck Berry's. He says, by the way, like all wrestling fans, I have my favorites. But if I give off obsessed and crazed vibes with my fandom, please know that it ain't that serious.
Nah.
It's all in fun. Enjoy the show, y'all.
You're good, bro.
You're good. You're good. You're good.
We're all obsessed.
All sorts of fandom is accepted here. Just don't make it weird.
You think you're obsessed, bro? We're gonna talk about this shit for an hour and a half. Then we're gonna do like 20 hours worth of videos and coverage for the rest of the week while we watch wrestling. Some of us might be crazy in this chat, but it ain't you, brother.
Exactly. We do this for a living. We got Mr. Towns who says, what's up, SP3 Jon in chat. We got also here our super chat donation from Vala. Thank you so much, Vala, for the support. He says, honestly, I can't believe they made the main event a segment to give Jalen Brunson corporate BJ. At least Kat showed a good chokeslam.
I got something to say about that too. I agree with you though entirely.
This was the biggest form of like corporate synergy with ESPN that we have seen in a very long time, and it wasn't even on ESPN.
We'll see if they get that clip they're looking for.
Hey, that's all they want. That's all they want. They just want a clip. They just want their clip. Just give them my clip. They like just give us our clip, ESPN. Just give us our clip. I know we're on Peacock, but cover our stuff when we're on over here, like you do on ESPN Unlimited. We got Vala who says televised mixed blowjob. He says, oh man, he says, Chuck Berry says, how's it going? THH fam, I will refrain from speaking much longer since I said what I needed to say earlier. But yeah, Saturday night's main event was all right, in my opinion.
There was good stuff on it. There's good stuff on it.
Volop has a difference of opinion. He says, nah, I hated this show real bad.
And there was definitely half of the show that I felt that about.
I think that everyone is right in their feelings.
Yeah.
This is a very kind of split down the middle type of show.
Yeah.
So, yeah. King Davion says World Knicks Entertainment, then now forever. Absolutely. Absolutely, you know the deal. We got Alan Banky who says, so did Seth turned heel last night since he showed up with Tyrese, and I guess Tyrese will be in Seth's corner at SummerSlam. Imagine that's what they're setting up.
God.
They're setting up an NBA All-Star in each corner.
I'm trying to hold on to what I gotta say till we get to that segment, but everybody, you're hitting all the points so far. Comments like this is yet another thing that I was like yeah.
We got Mr. Towns who says, I saw that clip of Pam from last night. She is definitely coming to AEW very soon. I don't know if I would be that confident, but all right. I mean, more power to you.
Certainly not soon. Like certainly not like before All In. I don't think, but yeah, we'll see.
Alan says, y'all ready for WWE to book Tyrese versus Jalen for SummerSlam? Tickets are not moving because tickets are not moving right now. They can't even do that. They can't even pull that one off. So. We got King Greg who says, I didn't even watch the main event. The wrestling ended, and so did my viewership. Understandable. But we got to get into last night's show. But of course, as always, with our pay-per-view reviews that we do here on the channel, John, I need one word, one phrase to give your overall thoughts on WWE Saturday night's main event, NYC, last night.
One word is hard.
One word, one phrase.
I'll steal one from Volop. New York Knicks blowjob live.
New York Knicks fellatio. I don't know how to say this. The best word I could come up with was very desperate. This is a company that always feels desperate for mainstream acceptance, and this felt like their biggest kind of plea for that since the Netflix premiere to me. Unfortunately, that is what it is. But they did do things a little bit differently last night, John, because we usually would only be talking about the main card, which we usually do talk about on WWE shows. But when we talk about AEW, we talk about 0 Hour, the pre-show matches. And look at this. All it took was going to Madison Square Garden, and we get a pre-show matchup.
Yes,
pre-show, we get United States champion Trick Williams going one-on-one with Lucha Libre AAA star Laredo Kid for the United States Championship. Trick and his whole look is just great, and he comes out to nothing but whoop that Trick chant from the crowd. This match was added to the pre-show this afternoon, but Trick basically he dominated with his size and the strength advantage in the early going, ripping a piece of Laredo's mask and throwing it into the crowd. I was like, isn't Laredo supposed to be the heel? Laredo targeted Williams' knee to get some control of the matchup. He tried, but you get Williams, who tried to use his own power and strength to counter Laredo's offense. Williams hits a neck breaker out of nowhere to turn the tides and then drop Laredo on his face before chopping him in half. He gives him the trick slap. He gets a near fall with that. Laredo countered a bookend into a Casadora, but he's only able to get 2. Laredo then dove onto Williams on the outside from the top rope from the top of the ring post. He looked to take the brunt of it. So when they come back into the ring, he misses a big splash. Trick capitalizes and hits the trick shot knee, gets the 1-2-3 to retain the WWE United States Championship. This went about 6 minutes. It was short, inoffensive. It was just fine. I probably give it 2 stars. Trick Williams is absolutely got a connection with the fans. He gets one of the loudest ovations whenever he comes out. I'm just waiting for when Trick is going to have a very good to great matchup on the main roster. I feel like he's had good matches, mostly in the early going, but the last couple of months, especially since they put the United States Championship on him, he's kind of struggled. He had 2 matches with Sami Zayn, which just amounted to kind of forgettable matches. He's had matches with Carmelo Hayes that were just kind of forgettable TV matches. And then here he's in there with Laredo Kid, who just had a banger with Ray Phoenix at the AAA show a couple of weeks back. And it's just kind of a nothing matchup. What did you think, John, of this one?
Yeah, I don't know if Trick Williams is that guy. He had that match with Ilya Dragunov, and that is the one. I mean, you want him to have that match again, he's got to get in there with Ilya again. But it won't even happen that way because it's on SmackDown, and Ilya Dragunov doesn't exist there. He's just a jobber now or whatever. Ever since that Brock Lesnar no-sell thing happened, he's just
never been the same.
Never been the same. They ruined that. Remember, we used to think he was going to fight Gunther at like WrestleMania or whatever.
When Gunther didn't have a matchup for WrestleMania, remember that, folks?
Anyway, yeah, Trick Williams, you know, he's a perfect WWE superstar. He's going to get over. People love him. They love his entrance. They love chanting. They love to see him hit his knee. You know, so fuck it. He made his Madison Square Garden debut. Good for him. It was awesome for him. They called Laredo Kid like he's a legend, and I was like, I guess all you have to be a legend is the guy that didn't get kicked out with the rest of the AAA roster. Then I guess Lindsay Dorado is a legend, but yeah, it is what it is. Good for Trick.
Yeah. When was the last time they had a pre-show matchup? I don't think it was 2018. It
wasn't that long ago.
A couple of years ago.
They definitely eliminated that.
Yeah. So I mean, I will say, like, we had Alan Banky, who's in our chat, thinking that this was going to be like a big show where they probably tried to do like Oba Femi and Brock Lesnar. And I was like, no, they're not going to do that. But I will say they did stack this show with star power, and they gave you some wrestling on the show. They gave you a pre-show matchup, only 4 matches on the main card, but then you got an angle at the end. As far as like a WWE audience, that's what I'm trying to now watch WWE. Is like try to get into the mind of a WWE fan, and is this something that a WWE fan would enjoy? Not something that I personally will enjoy. And I think I have a better perspective of how to explain what happened on the show that way. We get senior nerd who says, so how was Saturday night shit main event? What was shit like always, since the Fed are ugly shits? Damn, I see how y'all really feel. We got Dion who says you're going to be waiting for a long time. SP3 Trick is not an in-ring guy. He's all charisma. But I've seen him have great matches. Like John said, he had the great matches with Ilya Dragunov. I thought the matchup, the triple threat with Javon and Oba, was fantastic last year at Stand and Deliver. So I've seen great Trick matches. It's not like he can't have a great matchup. And guys that have been described as all charisma, the John Cena's of the world, the Roman Reigns of the world, they are capable of having great matches.
We'll see. We'll see, man. It's one of those things that I just like. Trick is going to be in a place where he has to be the guy to have the great match, no matter who he's in the ring with. But he's not there right now, so maybe it is what it is.
Yeah. Everybody's reiterating. Yeah, I get Trick is not the in-ring guy, but you have to be at a certain level to be a main eventer.
They're just like spamming. He fucking sucks.
Everyone in the chat is like, he sucks. Get it through your head. Jesus. I got no faith in this kid. No faith in the man. The man can't even try to improve. Jeez. We also get we had Joe Tessitore and Stephanie McMahon, or as usual, the hosts for Saturday night's main event. They commented on Trick Williams. They showed clips of Danhausen's uncursing parade. They made that man walk out on a freaking float in the rain.
Nobody was out there. They found a group of like 12 people together for him to stand in front of. It was pretty funny, man.
Hilarious for all the wrong reasons. We get Stephanie McMahon, who's in the ring, and she introduces the ruler, Oba Femi. Oba Femi comes out to a huge ovation from the Madison Square Garden crowd. Oba chants all throughout the garden. We get Femi, who says that his last outing against Brock Lesnar didn't go as he planned, but he's in Brock's head, and that's good enough for him. Femi says that the tides are changing, and he says that in Hell in a Cell, he's not locked in there with Lesnar. Lesnar is locked in there with Oba Femi, and he will prevail because he is the ruler. He is the mountain he cannot climb, the person he cannot conquer. He is Oba Femi. Oba is ready for SummerSlam, Hell in a Cell, 2 weeks from today. What did you think about this promo from Oba Femi? Oba Femi, honestly, with like little to no effort, is slowly becoming like a top 10 promo guy in WWE.
As long as they don't have him out there doing fucking soliloquies and telling stories and shit, like, just hit the fucking mark. Boom. Oba Femi, I'm the man. I can kill you. I'm out. Oh, hell yeah. I love it. It was smart of them, because it's not a long show and they're not going to have so much going on for the crowd in the building, to have the two big fucking chants and the big crowd involvement people kind of get on the pre-show like that. Oba Femi and Trick Williams.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was good for them to get their Madison Square Garden moments too. I mean, that used to be important in WWE. I don't know if it still is, but
I think that was important for Oba. I think that response that he got the first time in Madison Square Garden earlier this year is a big part of where he is today.
It's always supposed to be like, I don't know. I because I'm from New York, I always liked it that way. Yeah. So but, it's always cool to know that Madison Square Garden is still that building. Like, it doesn't have to be a pay-per-view. It's just like anytime they come to Madison Square Garden, it's some shit that's gonna happen. Something special is going down. I don't know if their idea of special today was my idea of special, but we'll get there.
we will. We got Senior Nerd who says, yeah, Trick has dudes who carries him in matches. Damn, y'all are just going in on Trick today. I feel bad for him. He says, Dion says, no, I actually like Trick, but he has limitations. Volop says you can compare him to, in the same company, Javon is better than Trick. No, he's not. No, he's not. Y'all. I think y'all are overrating in ring work. That's one element, and it's a very important element. And you guys know me, if for the most part, people watching this, and if you're new to this, I'm a very much an in-ring guy. I really watching Ring of Honor enhanced my love of professional wrestling and brought me into professional wrestling even more in high school when WWE and stuff like that wasn't really cool. Ring of Honor was a cool kind of wrestling for me to watch. So I'm a big in-ring guy, but it's not the only element that makes someone a pro wrestler. It's in-ring. It's your promo work. It's your character work. It's your presentation. Then it's all the stuff that you can't really control, like your booking and your push. And Trick is better in 6 out of 7 of those categories ahead of Javon Evans. The only thing Javon's better than is in ring.
Yeah, that's kind of why I said earlier, if Trick Williams is still the perfect WWE superstar. I mean, he's got some ways to go. He's got some maturing to do in some places, but he hits all the right marks. I mean, I think he's going to be a superstar.
And we got Adrian. I think Adrian Carpenter says he says Kevin Knight is better. Period. Better wrestler, more charisma. More charisma than Trick Williams.
I think Kevin Knight is. I like Kevin Knight more than Trick Williams, but Kevin Knight just hits different marks for me. I don't know if he's better than Trick Williams in kind of that presence. You establish your presence on TV the way they did with Trick, because it's about more than something you can quantify. Some people just have something you can't fucking put into words. Like when they come out, they feel important. They feel like a superstar.
And the thing with Trick, even when he was horrible in the ring, he was a creative wrestler and you don't have any money to get any moves for him horrible in the ring, he's always had the charisma. From the minute he came on NXT 2.0, he stood out. And he I'm Trick and I'm about it. And people were comparing him to Trick Daddy and stuff like that. He's always had that thing that made people talk about him. He is better on the mic than Kevin Knight. He is a better character right now than Kevin Knight, and he has way more charisma than Kevin Knight. I think that's more of a debate than Javon Evans, but I agree with John. I like Kevin Knight more than I like Trick Williams, because I've been able to talk to and get to know Kevin Knight, and I'm invested in his journey that he's on. But don't tell me that Trick Williams is better, period. I mean, Kevin Knight is better, period, than Trick Williams. It is not a no debate when it comes to that. We got Power Driver who agrees. He says, Trick has catchier mic skills. Kevin is decent. He says that shit just flows naturally. Knight kind of tries too hard. And especially it's because he's in a role right now that he's not 100% comfortable in or 100% wanted to do with the Don Callis family. So that has another thing to do with it as well when it comes to that.
Unrelated. About 30 seconds ago, Gunther versus Nick Aldis was made official for SummerSlam because they're beating each other's asses on the kickoff show.
Wow. Okay. There we go. There it is. There it is. We got another match official for SummerSlam. SmackDown General Manager Nick Aldis versus Gunther. We'll talk about what went down last night and what caused all of this. We got also in the ring. Oh, yeah. Okay, he said he's only talking about in ring though. But what you should say he's better in ring. Say the full sentence. Don't chop off words. Nah. We got talk about the main card now, John, as we had the women's tag team championships kicking off the show, as we had Fatal Influence represented by Fallon Henley and Lainey Reed with GC Jane in their corner. They were challenging the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, Paige and Brie Bella. Paige and Brie have successfully defended their titles 4 times in the last couple of months since winning the gold at WrestleMania. This is their first defense against Fatal Influence. They have beaten Fatal Influence in the past in a non-title matchup. In the early going, you had the veterans who had control until Reed made a blind tag, dropping Paige over the top rope neck first. She returned to isolate Paige. Reed and Henley traded tags and strikes on Paige. Paige psyched them out though, and then got the tag to Brie. Brie comes in. She hits a side Russian leg sweep on Henley before launching into the yes kicks, the world famous yes kicks, as Michael Cole put it. Brie transitioned into Brie mode as she hits the running knee strikes across to Henley and Reed. Henley managed a comeback, sending Brie face first into the mat. Paige tags in and then threw some knees. You get Henley, threw some knees on Henley on the apron. That brought GC Jane in, who Paige dispatched of with a quick right hand. Henley now is currently bleeding from the mouth. I don't know how, but she is. She was sent outside, bringing in Reed. You get Jane, who distracted the referee. Henley leveled Paige with a lariat. You then get Paige, who goes for a roll-up on Reed when GC Jane jumps up on the apron right in front of the referee, pushes Paige down so Lainey Reed can get the cover, the O'Connor roll for the 1-2-3, and Fatal Influence wins their first championships on the main roster. They are the new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. This was kind of just there. It was like 6.5 minutes, kind of nothing. It didn't get out of like first gear, it felt like to me. And this was like a TV matchup. And I understand sometimes Saturday night's main event is gonna have that, but I don't know about you, but I wouldn't make that my opener for the show. So I think it was just a bad choice of overall. But I gave the match 2 stars.
This was definitely a match 2 of the night, which should have been Bayley and Lyra probably should have opened. This is the way we were gonna do things. That being said, I don't know that maybe it's because I didn't watch enough NXT, but it's, first of all, I know JC Jane for sure, and I know Fallon Henley and Lainey Reed are in the faction, but I never know which one is which. As far as like Lainey Reed and Fallon Henley, it was hard for me to get it. I'm gonna remember now because Fallon Henley is the one that got shoved by the little boy on her way out of the building.
One on social media was like, "Don't touch wrestlers."
Yes, right. Objectively, yes. That don't touch the wrestlers. The parents should be teaching the little kids better. The little kid was also, I think, an asshole. I think the whole night. I think he was like a little douchebag. Yeah. I don't know if it was worth publicly complaining about. I think, especially when you saw that it was a child, if you're a wrestler, but it is what it is. But everybody has their own way of handling things. I wouldn't have. It's a fucking kid, but it is what it is, man. Kids should be better than that. Teach your kids better. He shoved the shit out of her too. Like he really did. That ramp was really narrow because Madison Square Garden is small anyway, but it was like smaller than even usual.
Yeah, I think since the remodeling, it's a little bit longer because you remember back in the day, there was a short entrance in Madison Square Garden.
Yep.
So
the open. I missed the doors. Missed the fucking doors.
Same. They used to get very creative with the entrances in Madison Square Garden. I always think of like Royal Rumble 2000 or SummerSlam 1998.
Yeah. I think of the Hardys as jobbers opening and closing the door for, I can't remember what it was, like a Rumble or something like that.
Yeah. We got King Davion. It says congrats to Fatal Influence for becoming the women's tag team champions. Yeah, I think that this is a good accomplishment for Fatal Influence, and they deserve it. It was the right winners of the matchup as well, because Paige and Brie did as much as they can as champions. It was a cool kind of nostalgic run, but it equated to 0 good matches. Like, these matches were horrible. These are some of the worst WWE matches of the
year. What do you mean? You don't think Paige and Brie Bella are gonna have good matches?
I'm just saying, Paige didn't have a lot of good matches in AEW. I don't see her having a lot of good matches here.
AEW did the market research on Paige for them. They had the singles match right. Triple H knows what he's working with already. They took the bullet.
We took the bullet for you guys. We got the nostalgia. We good with it. We get backstage. This was when we did the backstage segment where they talked to Sami Zayn, and they interview Sami Zayn, and then Gunther comes up. Sami Zayn first says that he doesn't want to call himself a victim, but everything that's happened since he won the title was egregious. He smashed his head against the glass ceiling for 10 years to win the title, when all Cody and Punk had to do was say when. And he's absolutely right. I agree with Sammy.
Yes.
So justice for Sammy. What are we doing here? So then you get Gunther, who interrupts and warns Sammy to stay out of his way, get the job done, and not ruin SummerSlam for him, which is very ironic for what the result was. And then that leads us to the most anticipated matchup for everyone in New York on this show. Danhausen time. We get a Danhausen video package showing his whole rivalry with the Judgment Day, and they basically call him the Curse Father. Curse Father. That doesn't make any type of sense, but hey, it is what it is. It's a very well done video package, as WWE does. Very made in kind of the model of a trailer, of a Hollywood trailer for a movie, and talks about his whole rivalry and him looking to get revenge, and of course his black cat that he says that will be of assistance for him in this matchup. Early going, we get Danhausen, who tries to curse JD, but JD runs out of the ring. He tries to curse Dominic Mysterio, but then JD attacks him from behind. You get JD beating him down until Danhausen is trying to make a comeback, but JD hits him with the suplex. He drops elbows while Dom uses his jersey to clean off his shoes. You get Danhausen, who starts to fight back again, peppering JD with punches until JD lands a huge brainbuster right on Danhausen. McDonagh then grabbed the jersey from Dom, and he wiped his butthausen with it. He then whiffed on a moonsault, giving Danhausen the chance to retrieve the jersey, much to the delight of the New York City fans. He then hulks up. He's no-selling strikes. He nails a clothesline. Dom gets into the ring. Danhausen suplexes him. Danhausen is hitting suplex galore until McDonagh sneaks in. He tries to get one with a roll-up, but McDonagh then goes for a slam, and Danhausen counters it and lays out McDonagh. Then we get Dom, who attacks him from behind, and this leads to a 2-on-1 assault. You get McDonagh, who threw some headbutts with his bison-sized head, according to Michael Cole. He then tore the jersey apart, much to the dismay of the New York City fans, who booed the hell out of him. Then we get Dom and JD, who do the get the tables gimmick, and they look for tables underneath the ring until the Mini-Hausens show up. You get the Little Housens who attack JD and Dom until they realize, hey, why are we selling for you when we're much bigger than you? And they just beat the shit out of these little people. You get Dom and JD fend themselves off. Meanwhile, Danhausen had took the torn jersey. He threw it into the cloning machine. He then throws his black cat in a cage into the cloning machine. And then the cloning machine goes off. And then out comes Cathausen, Karl Anthony Towns, the center for the New York Knicks. Danhausen and Cat came down to the ring, and we get probably my highlight for the whole entire show. As you get Danhausen who curses Judgment Day, then Cat launches JD in the air and slams him down with a choke slam. He then grabs Dom. Dom gets grabbed. He gets choke slammed through the table. You get Danhausen who picks up JD. He drops him after Cat says that he is cursed, and he hits him with the triple D, does Danhausen, to get the 1-2-3 and pick up the victory here. Danhausen, Cat, and the Minihausens celebrate the victory in their Knicks colors. This was all ridiculous, but inoffensive fun for the people in attendance, so I can't be too bothered by it. I will actually rate it better than the other two matches on the show so far. I will give it 2.5 stars. What did you think about Danhausen and JD McDonagh?
Yeah, I thought this was everything it needed to be. I thought this was this is where I would have put all the Knicks stuff. You know, like I thought Danhausen did all the work when it came to the Knicks and WWE. Danhausen deserved to have the Knicks to himself.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, like I think it kind of says something when the company was so desperate that they had to take, you know, I mean, Danhausen still got good stuff, but they took the big guy. They took Jalen Brunson and gave him the Roman Reigns. You know, like, yeah, Roman, what the fuck did Roman do? Roman doesn't even come to work, you know, but yeah.
It was like, oh, Jalen Brunson's now a champion and an MVP. He's in a different tax bracket now. He can't mess around with Danhausen.
Sorry, you're a joke, guy. But anyway, like this all worked for what it was. Like this was all exciting. The crowd was losing their shit the whole fucking time. They were like going crazy, just seeing these Knicks. So like, yeah, this was fine.
Yeah, this worked.
I would have gave it 3 stars just for success.
Hey, yeah, it went as good. And what about those choke slams from Cat? Those
oh my god! But the first one, like not Dom, JD fucking died. Like he was
because this dude jumped. Why did he jump? he's thinking, oh, I'm working with a basketball player. I got to jump for this guy. He's 7 feet tall. You can't teach that.
Dom just looked and learned from JD.
Dom did not jump. Dom did not jump. He was like, I'm just going tippy toe and let him do the rest.
Good
Dom
stuff.
got off easy for JD's mistake, but JD's the back of his head hit that mat real hard.
He's always fucking dying. Bro, JD is always taking mega bumps and just dying. Like he's out for 6 months. What the fuck?
JD is kind of what Sammy Guevara was for AEW for a long time. The guy that takes these ridiculous, stupid bumps that he doesn't need to take, and it's always the guy to take the bump for the babyface or babyface guest.
I like it. I mean, I think he does great. It's just he's in the hospital a lot too.
He is on the sidelines a lot. You are right. You are not incorrect there. So. I mean, I guess it's give or take. It's give and take there. You gotta take the good with the bad. It's all around. But we got a couple of comments here that we should highlight as well. What do you guys think? What did you think about Danhausen's win over JD McDonagh? What did you think about Carl Anthony Towns with his huge choke slam? We got King Davion who says Cat got that choke slam. Hold on now. Hold on now. We got also Power Driver Finisher who says this sounds like a fun experience for those in attendance, I suppose. It was. It was. It was. Everyone had a good time. That's the moral of the story. Everyone had a good time. King Davion says WWE New York Knicks in your house. We also got here. We got we got King Davion bringing up the last matchup, saying that this Brie and Paige title reign was really, really, really bad. We also got here, guys. Like what you like. Just don't argue. You guys don't have to argue. We can get along peacefully. We got Emmanuel who says Danhausen is for somebody, just not for me. Great looking chokeslam by Cat, though. I agree there. And yeah, we got, I think do we have any super chats here? Yeah, we got one right here from Adrian Carpenter. Thank you so much, Adrian, for the support. He says WWE puts way more effort counter programming AEW than they putting out good content. And Pamela, at this point, you need to respect yourself and your career. Jacksonville is waiting for you. You hit it with the triple.
Yeah. Respect yourself and
Respect
your career.
Yourself, girlfriend.
I mean that touring department is definitely putting in those hours, man. making sure they're following AEW on the map now. Like, where are you going? I'll be right there with you.
Hey, they even find out about stuff ahead of time too. So
yeah.
We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that later. We also got a super chat donation also from Adrian here. Who okay, this was the source of everything. He says Kevin Knight is far better than Trick Williams.
This is why everyone was in there arguing. Yeah, no, we definitely talked about that earlier. Like, I mean, like I said earlier, I like Kevin Knight more too. He's my kind of wrestler compared to Trick Williams. So, I mean, I agree. I just, in my personal taste, objectively, it's a bit harder to make that argument.
We get backstage and we get Jackie Redmond. She catches up with no, it's Kathy Kelly. I'm sorry, I get them confused sometimes. We get Kathy Kelly who catches up with Lyra Valkyria, who is looking disheveled to say the least. She's interviewed backstage looking very sad, and she said that she can't stop thinking about Bayley and wants to get her out of her head. She says that she keeps thinking about if Bayley could have been the mentor that she actually needed. She then left, and Kathy Kelly says that she is afraid Valkyria is out of her mind. What do you think about the new disheveled look for Lyra? And because it's gotten a lot of attention and a lot of conversation online over the week.
I mean, it's a look. It's certainly a shift from what she was doing before. I think I still need to see what they mean by this. Like, what is she? But just because she's mad about something, I don't know why that means she has to be dirty. But I feel like they also moved away from that. But we'll see. We'll see when she comes out tomorrow. It's like the stains and everything. I'm like, what is this? And I think I saw
she can't keep food in her mouth. She's got Bayley on her mind so much.
And they fired, like, she just looks like Nikki Cross. Like, you just fired Nikki Cross. Like, do you need a Nikki Cross? I thought you didn't want a Nikki Cross. Like, I don't know.
No, we didn't. We never said that. We just said we didn't want that Nikki Cross. We want Irish Nikki Cross.
Well, shit. But yeah, no, I mean, I still need to see more of what we're doing here beyond the look, because the look is something, but it doesn't make sense right now.
No, it doesn't make sense that she basically turned on Bayley to become like obsessed and like distraught because of Bayley. Like it's not adding up. It's not. It doesn't make, from a logistical or a logical storytelling perspective, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So we'll see if they improve upon that. Speaking of which, we get Bayley, who is backstage, and Kathy Kelly then approaches her. Bayley says that she tried to give Valkyria a chance. Oh, no, that's Jackie Redmond. I'm sorry. I told you I confused them. But she tried to give her a chance, but now she's going to end her before she even gets her career started. So that it brings us to the next matchup, a grudge match. Lyra Valkyria going one-on-one with Bayley. These two women used to be tag team partners and friends, but after failing to win the tag team titles, Lyra snapped and has gone crazy, and now they look to settle the score here in this matchup. Early going, it's a lot of filling out process. We get them kind of just filling each other out. They go to the apron, where things just take a turn for the worse or the better, depending on how you look at it. Because Bayley basically just decides, I'm going to hit you very, very hard with my forearm in your freaking face. And she blasts Lyra Valkyria right in the nose, busts her nose open. Lyra immediately starts pouring blood onto the ringside floor. You get the referee who tries to separate them after Bayley hits a suplex on the floor, and they see the blood just spraying everywhere. We get Bayley, who is trying to kind of just figure out what the hell we're doing, until Lyra starts trying to strike her and starts working Bayley's arm over the rope. She tries to wrench it from the socket. She then pounded on Bayley like it was UFC, where she's telling her, look what you did to me. Look what you did to me. She then pounded Bayley again and again. Bayley managed to send her tumbling out of the ring again. The referee held Bayley back, as Lyra was probably checked on by the doctor, but Bayley managed a dive onto her, landing directly right back on her face, rolled her back into the ring. There is now blood all over the ringside area. You get Lyra, who didn't give up the aggression in any point in this matchup. She starts dropping knees, slamming Bayley in the middle of the ring. The two were wrestling really kind of sloppily, but it kind of added to the intensity and the grittiness of this matchup because of the injury. Bayley put Lyra in a Boston Crab, but no ropes in sight, so she slips out of it. She drops back Bayley into the corner. Bayley regrouped. She went up top. Lyra got there first and hits her with a neck breaker onto the turnbuckle. She then hit a guillotine leg drop from the top rope. Bayley caught Lyra's leg from a spin kick and sent her into the corner. She bounced Lyra's face off the turnbuckle and then got in a crossface, holding on to the nose and not letting Lyra be able to breathe. Bayley then broke the hold. Lyra lured her into the top rope and dropped her throat first on it. Lyra then used a sling blade to get Bayley down, and then she locks her into a sleeper, a bulldog choke, shades of the Death Riders and Jon Moxley, as she's getting that bridge, going back, putting Bayley to sleep. We see Bayley fade, and she is out of it as the referee calls for the referee stoppage and the submission victory for Lyra Valkyria here. This turned out to be a very good matchup. I have to give it up for both ladies. They were able to recover very well from this injury and the blood and the grittiness, and Lyra really kind of getting the character right because of the blood. It just made her character come off so much more better as a result in this matchup. And then the post-match added on to that as well. As post-match, Lyra continues the assault on Bayley. She starts beating up on her in the ring. She throws her down to ringside. She locks back on the bulldog choke. She then picks her up, slams her into the ring post. She then puts the steel steps up. She slides them out. The bottom half of the steel steps is there. She's telling the referees and all the officials to get away from her before she picks up Bayley and drops her with the Nightwing onto the steel steps, basically looking like she was taking out Bayley in the process. We don't know for sure, but a lot of people feel this is the write-off for Bayley from WWE, with her contract set to expire later this year. What did you think about this matchup, John? What did you think about the post match? Is this the write-off for Bayley, or do you think we're going to see Bayley back? But my overall rating for the matchup, I'm going to give it 3 3/4 stars. Hats off to both ladies, because not a lot of people could turn it around and make it so compelling to watch that matchup the way it started.
I don't even know what like happened. Like Bayley was looking at Lyra when she did that. Like I was like, how did you? What the fuck? Like she just looked at her and just like, wow. I was like, oh, what the fuck? I'm not saying they planned it, but I'm not saying they didn't. Lyra got that dog in her, man. I wouldn't be surprised if they were like, we gotta get blood. How do we get blood? How can we get some blood? They were desperate to try to clean it up too. Oh, you muted yourself. Hey, you did my thing. See them like stealing my gimmick. But anyway, yeah, Lyra's got that dog in her. So, but they were so desperate to clean the blood off her. I was wondering because I was like, lately they've been sort of loose with the blood, like they've been bleeding and shit. So I was like, wow, I wonder why they're so desperate to clean her up right now. But maybe it's a Peacock thing. Anyway, at one point, Bayley, like it's like shortly after Medical let Lyra go again, and they're like brawling. It's messy. They're trying to figure it out, and you can see them like, what are we gonna do next? And Bayley just kind of grabs Lyra by the head and just looks at her like, I think you look fine. And we just keep wrestling. So that from that moment on, they just, like you said, it was like a gritty brawl match. Like they were just fighting. They were out there fighting, and it was my favorite match of the night. I love that shit. It was short, unfortunately. It's with WWE. It's a short show too. It's only 2 hours, so they didn't have a full time that I would have wanted them to have. So that's why I was thinking, well, maybe Bayley's not done. Maybe they have another full length match. But it felt like such a complete write off. Like it felt pretty clean. Yeah. Like we've seen this before, history tells you when the time is coming, these are the kind of things that happen.
Yeah.
And this is like Bayley's sole storyline for the past 2 years. Like once this is done, sure, her ties are cut. Like there's nothing left for her in the company. So if this is going to be the end, I would just leave it at this. I would not have a rematch. What's the point of a rematch? Unless you just want to bury Bayley again, but This did everything it needed to do on all levels. I thought I would agree. 375 is what I would go with.
Yeah. This was a strong way to kind of put over Lyra, write off Bayley, and end the rivalry right there. Even if Bayley is sticking around for a little while longer, I would want Lyra to kind of move on. You don't need to revisit this any more than that, honestly. We got a couple of people.
Before we move on, though, they're out there. They're having this fucking match, and this is a result of AEW's existence. Like you used to go to New York City, and you used to get all the smart wrestling fans, and when you put on a match like Bayley versus Lyra, they would have been all the way into it. All those fans don't go to WWE shows anymore. They go to AEW shows, and so this crowd was strictly,
or they're not wrestling fans at all,
or they gave up. They just got pushed out entirely. But this crowd was a full-on WWE crowd. Like they didn't give a fuck about this match. They were dead fucking silent the whole time until the fucking end.
It's mostly because they don't see Bayley and Lyra as stars.
No,
because the matchup we're talking about next, they were definitely into that because they see all those guys as stars.
Yeah, and it's just a damn shame, and it sort of happens with Lyra all the time too. Lyra's out there wrestling her fucking ass off. They were calling her Lyra Danielson, and I was like, hell yeah, because she's a fucking beast. And they don't give a fuck. The crowd doesn't care. They don't want to see that shit. They don't want to see Lyra. They want to do the woo, and then that's it. Thanks for coming.
What did you think of the new song?
it wasn't that big of a change. Like they remixed the song that she had already, so they just like made it worse. I was like, okay, I mean, I can guess.
Yeah, it's usually what they do with WWE. Is like they make a heel version of a song, and it's just worse. It's just worse off, basically. So, but we gotta ask if this is the end of Bayley in WWE. So we'll do 0 to 100. What percentage are you putting on this was Bayley's swan song from the company? And then how will you remember Bayley in WWE?
I would go 65. I'm like 65. I don't want to say anything crazy high because I'm not that sure. Like there's still a lot of room for them to continue if they want. Like, I mean, in reality, she should be dead. Like Lyra should have killed her, but her back should be broken. Like, I'm not sure why she would show up anytime in the next few weeks, just running out, to attack Lyra. Like, you're dead. You should be. She should come out in a wheelchair tomorrow and like quit or something. But if she is over, if she is done with WWE, like a lot of things in WWE, she was definitely more successful than I ever thought she would be, while also not being as successful as she could have been, which is a shame. Like I never thought they got enough out of the original version of Bayley. Like
she should have been the female John Cena.
Yeah, that's exactly. I thought she could have been fucking a superstar as that kind of Bayley, and they just didn't capitalize on that at all. Eventually, she kind of had to reinvent herself, and when she did, she was very good at that. But they never got everything they could out of Bayley, and so if the fans remember her as the fourth horsewoman, it's kind of because of that. It's because of things like that. So, I mean, like, that's pretty much what I'm going to remember about it. I was at her debut on Raw. Like, I was in Brooklyn the night it happened. I was in Brooklyn when she fought Sasha. Like, I was there for the big moments, man. I was so ready for Bayley to be the superstar that she should have been, but it didn't happen. But you know what? I'm glad, though. Eventually, she got to have that WrestleMania match, like, with Io Sky. Like, they went out there, and she had an excellent WrestleMania performance with Io Sky. And at this point in this company, that's almost the most you could ask for.
Yeah, it's a top 5, top 10 women's match at WrestleMania. So like she left her mark in that way. Like Bayley, you said what I was gonna say. Like I feel like Bayley should have been way more successful than she was. Like the marketability of that whole that original hugger character should have made WWE money for years. We should have been having the conversation at this point of Vince McMahon or Triple H not willing to turn Bayley heel because she's so good as a babyface and making so much money as a babyface, but they just never got it. Like she comes up, they rush her to the Raw Women's Championship within like 2 or 3 months of her being on the main roster. Then after WrestleMania, she starts a feud with Alexa Bliss that completely ruins that hugger character to the point of no return.
One of the worst segments of all time.
This is your life segment is one of the worst of all time. Like the kendo stick matchup where she doesn't even want to use the kendo stick, completely buries her in the dirt. The freaking Sasha Banks story for the next 2 years. The will they, won't they? Oh, this week they're friends, next week they're not. This week they're tag team partners, next week they're opponents. This week they're friends, next week they're enemies. Like it was like ridiculous how they did that until eventually they win the women's tag team championships, and then they even take that from her within a month and a half at WrestleMania. Then there's that whole fallout with everything that happened after they lose the tag team titles. You got people saying how Sasha and her were laying on the floor in the hotel. Then eventually at towards the tail end of 2019 is when she turns heel. She flattens the wacky inflatable Floating Harm Men, takes them out, become like slowly but surely, like the early going, she turned heel and she was still with the ponytail and stuff, but then she gets the haircut, she gets the new music, she starts really getting into the flow, wins back the SmackDown Women's Championship, becomes the longest reigning SmackDown Women's Champion in the company's history, has that great feud with Sasha, great run with Sasha, as well as the golden role models during the pandemic. Like Pandemic Bayley was one of the MVPs of the pandemic era. And then what did she get in return for being the MVP of the pandemic era? She's not on WrestleMania. She's in a segment where she's just getting beat up by the Bella twins. Then she gets hurt. She's out for a year. She comes back with her own group, Damage Control. Oh, man, she's going to be a star now. She's going to be the top heel. This is going to be great. She then loses to Bianca Belair 3 straight times. Then they do the whole Damage Control. EO wins the WWE Women's Championship. She eventually starts feuding with her. She gets excommunicated from Damage Control. She wins the Royal Rumble, wins the title at WrestleMania, all-time classic with EO Sky. And then she's the Women's Champion. She's not on the poster for WrestleMania. She's not being used properly when she becomes champion after WrestleMania. Then she just drops the title to Nia Jax, and she was right back in the same spot she was in before. And she has been in that spot for the last 2 years. I just broke down 13 years of Bayley's career for y'all in WWE. It's sad. It's kind of sad. Along the way, she won a lot of championships. She's one of the most decorated women stars of all time, but I think that she should have gotten even more than that.
I can't wait for her to leave.
See your nerd says pretty mid, should have won as many titles as Charlotte and Becky. Obviously, Vince didn't like her. We also got Brie Dion, who says, in my opinion, Bayley became a more generic character over time. Once she, I think that she figured out the heel character so well that when she went back to being a babyface, it was just a very generic version of her as a babyface.
Yeah, role model was fucking peak. Like, for Bayley, that role model stuff was it was great character work, especially like being the opposite of what she already was. Like going back to babyface after that I guess there was no real plan other than let's get this Damage Control thing done, and there's no follow up. So it was doomed. Like it was doomed when it ended, I guess, which is a shame.
Yep. Ding dong. Hello. We got Emmanuel says that Pam Pop in AEW is going to go crazy.
Be your name. I swear to God, I don't think that's gonna be a name.
Pam Davina Rose.
Yeah, it's 3. We'll see, but I don't know.
Alan says WWE always cared about Charlotte, Becky, and Sasha. That and Sasha looking very.
I was gonna say it's a very strong because
and it literally took Becky Lynch, the fans screaming and cheering for Becky for months of her being a heel and her getting her nose pushed to the side by Nia Jax before Vince finally cared about her. I think that people tend to let the last 8 years overshadow the fact that Becky was not one of the favorites before the man run.
No, I remember I was in a group. It's called the Thirsty Radio Forums now, but it used to be called We Love Pro Wrestling. And Road Dogg is in that group. And this was while he was head booker of SmackDown, while he was handling the Becky Lynch thing after she smacked Charlotte at SummerSlam, and everyone was like, hell yeah, Becky. And he is insisting to us that his reasoning for keeping her heel, no, man, you don't understand. He's arguing with us why she's a heel. And eventually they give up and they turn her babyface and they try to act like, this was always the plan. But I'm like, I was arguing with your head writer And I'm pretty sure he did not see her as babyface. He saw her as a heel, and that's the major problem in your fucking company. All your people are fucking dumb. People don't see the obvious in front of you, or you're too stubborn, and you need it to be your way. The fans don't know what they're talking about. So, like, that's kind of the stuff that we had to deal with when it came to anybody that wasn't Charlotte, but for a while. But yeah, it's cool. It turned out fine. Becky fought her way up. Sasha got the fuck out of there, made her shit happen. Bayley got special treatment for a little while. I don't want to say that she didn't, because when she got the damage control return, I felt like that was Triple H's baby he was holding on to really tight in the beginning.
Like he never went all the way with it.
Yeah, like the more power he got and the more he focused on other things, like this just tapered off. Like they had their blow off at WrestleMania, and then all right, fuck it. And it's like, all right, well, shit, that was the thing that brought you to the dance. But all right, fuck it, he gave up on him. And so yeah, it's Bayley's time to get out of there. And I'm not saying she's gonna have the same career as Mercedes. I don't think it should be seen as like failure if she doesn't go out and do a fucking world tour where she wins 27 world championships. But as long as she's out there performing, having substantial performances that matter, and living a dream outside of this damn machine, I'm gonna be happy.
Yeah, I am as well, and I'm interested to see what's going to happen next. Of course, we will keep you updated on the latest when it comes to Bayley when we find out more news. But speaking of news, we had some big news last night, as WWE at this point of the show made the announcement that next year, when WrestleMania is in Saudi Arabia, after the WrestleMania shows are done, each day there will be a AAA and NXT PLE that follow it live. NXT Stand and Deliver, AAA Eternal Glory. They will be in New York City at the theater at Madison Square Garden in April for WrestleMania weekend. This is big news because there's been a lot of talk ever since WrestleMania got announced for Saudi Arabia. How is there going to be a presence of WWE in the United States during Mania weekend? Since it's going to be in Saudi Arabia, we knew the NXT show wasn't going to be in Saudi Arabia next year, and now we know it's going to be in New York City. And a lot of people is coming out and been speculating that this is WWE making a preemptive move, because there's been a lot of talk of AEW potentially doing a major U.S. stadium show for WrestleMania weekend, since WrestleMania would be in Saudi Arabia. And I heard a lot of talks personally about New York City being one of the places that they were going to head to. I know, John, you've heard your own stuff, but what did you think about this announcement of the AAA Eternal Glory and NXT Stand and Deliver WrestleMania weekend?
I laughed, bro. I was like, this is funny. Like, I expected it. I think most people expected WWE to do something. At least most like insiders, they were like waiting to see when the information is going to drop. But WWE beat AEW to the punch. But their offering is like petty, like paltry. Like, okay, you're doing a NXT and AAA and a watch party. Oh, the watch parties you tried to make illegal, by the way. Oh, that's so interesting. Like, sure, whatever, fine. I'm glad that they did that. People, WWE fans that are WWE only fans, deserve a experience too. Meanwhile, whatever AEW's situation is going to be, first. I long predicted that it wasn't going to be on the exact same weekend as WrestleMania, because I didn't think that's never been their strategy before. Like, they've never done something like that before. And two, it doesn't even make sense.
No, it doesn't make sense, because regardless of where WrestleMania is at, all the attention is going to be on it.
Yeah. So I thought they would do something either before or after. Maybe before like Revolution or something, because he had always hinted at like, well, we already have big shows, so like he wasn't going to create a new show just for this. Like, they're going to use a brand that exists. So Revolution time kind of always seemed like the time that they would do something like that. But yeah, no, I laughed. It was funny. It's like the AI logos. Like I was like, come on, bro. What is this shit? Like you really sat and made this on your fucking Google Gemini this morning? Like what the fuck? But yeah, no. I'll be watching. Like it's work. It's gonna be fun. AAA in New York City. There's something there. You know, objectively, technically in Madison Square Garden, like in the. It's not the Hulu Theater anymore.
It got changed again. I just call it the theater because it gets too many changes. It's been
yeah. Fuck you and your brands.
It will always be the theater at Madison Square Garden. I will never remember it for its name. I will remember it for hosting the first Lions Den match.
It is funny though that they also heard the New York City thing. I was like, oh. Holy shit!
I heard that heavily after Double or Nothing.
Yeah, that was but the thing is, like, it wasn't like an official. It wasn't like out there. That's why I was like, okay. It kind of gives more credit to the original thing that people were saying. Like WWE moving like this makes me feel like, oh shit, AEW really is gonna run New York, and that makes me more excited than this shit times a million because I'm planning the trip back home, baby. I'm going home. Oh yeah. That's what this segment made me feel. Excitement for the AEW event. So thank you guys.
He's like, you got me hyped for AEW. I appreciate you. And yeah, we asked you to come on yesterday on the flagship podcast. We weren't able to make it, so I did want to ask you about the WWE AAA World Collide show being in Chicago on the same day as AEW.
At the same time. Oh my god!
Me and JJ will tell you we love it. We love it. I love this. I love the WrestleMania weekend stuff.
It's funny to me.
And it's the fact that, you know, we had Tony on In the Weeds on Friday for the 24-hour stream, and he said it himself. He was like, it's the Jim Crockett compliment. He was like, they're kind of programming me more than they ever did Jim Crockett, so I just call it the Jim Crockett compliment.
It's even more than that because, like, they keep on coming out on top. Like, what is your strategy? Like, why do you keep crashing into the wall? Like, what are you doing? What is it really? Is it really just, oh, well, we've got these and these people won't watch AEW? Like, is that what the success is for you? Like, if we get these 300,000 people to watch NXT or whatever, then they won't watch the pay-per-view. Like, it's that petty? Then fine, keep on doing it because it just keeps making AEW look awesome. WWE's doing it again, and it's fucking SpongeBob. How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man? I like young people. And you just beat the shit out of them. It's just what's gonna happen every single time. So yeah. It's the only thing that I complain about when it comes to this is like, now I got to do fucking coverage of two shows that are happening at the same time. But other than that, it's so funny to me. It's so funny. Like, I'm not one of those people that's like, oh my God, this needs to stop. WWE needs to stop. It's so evil. It's funny as fuck. It's blatant. It's obvious. If you ask them about it and they deny it, it would be even funnier because it's so obvious. For you to be like, oh, it's a coincidence that we ended up in Chicago. We've had that planned, you know.
We had that planned for weeks, actually.
Yeah. Okay. I think it's fucking hilarious.
It is. It is very funny. I will give them credit, though, for the Chicago one. Going to the same city, they realized they are not affecting AEW at all when it comes to pay-per-view buys. So they was like, we got to figure out some other thing, some other metric we can affect ticket sales. There we go. Let's go to the same city. Let's go to the same city. So, like you said, it's going to be a very small percentage, but it's something. It's something to them. I don't think neither of these shows are going to be sellouts.
No. I you know what though? The thing about All In Chicago is that they're probably gonna stack it. Like, they're probably gonna do some wild shit, and they're gonna be coming off of like several debuts and big moments, and like, I don't think there's not you could probably put Roman Reigns on Worlds Collide and still struggle. Because they're gonna have a lot of interest going into All Out, and they spread it out so it's not like the little 2-week build. Like we got time, so
they got a month. They got the usual like month build that they like.
Good luck, Worlds Collide. Good luck.
Godspeed, folks. It's gonna be a rough one. Senior Nerd says best way to describe Bayley WWE run: NXT Bayley was like Chicago Bulls Michael Jordan, while main roster Bayley was Washington Wizards Michael Jordan. Nah, you're wildin'. I would say Bayley in NXT was Kobe with the number 8, and main roster Bayley was Kobe with the number 24. She had a run where she was one of, if not the best in the world. But then, like Kobe in 2013, her Achilles tore, and Kobe was never the same. She turned babyface, and she was never the same. That's what happened to Bayley. It was a slow decline. Once she turned babyface, and we were going towards the end of the Damage Control arc, that was it for Bayley. Like she wasn't that bad. Like she's the longest reigning SmackDown Women's Champion. Like Michael Jordan on the Wizards isn't even that bad. He's a 20-point scorer, but Bayley was a champion. So you can't say it's Washington Wizards Michael Jordan. We got Edward Lashley. He says nobody in the history of WWE has ever been treated worse than Bayley. Bayley once went 1-14 in a span of 15 pay-per-view matches. She once went 7-72 in a full year. She has lost 15 straight TV title matches. Bayley.
There are people that have been treated so bad in WWE history that if I mentioned their name, people would try to cancel me for making a joke of the serious accusations that have been.
Like I literally had to stop myself because I was gonna say Ashley Mazzaro has a lot to say about that.
The list of people, like specifically women who have been treated a lot worse than Bayley in WWE, brother. And even if you want to rip away the seriousness, just like booking, like there have been women in WWE who have been booked a lot worse than Bayley. I feel like we're talking about Bayley, we're talking about like squandered opportunity, but at the same time acknowledging that she has gotten a lot in WWE. I don't want it to be like, well, Bayley was nothing in WWE. They treated her like shit all the time. Well, no, there were several times where it looked like it could be good, and it should have been good for longer.
Exactly. She should have gotten more, yes, but that doesn't mean that she didn't get anything. I think people confuse that us saying, oh, she should have got more with she didn't get anything. No, there's a difference. There is a difference. But we will talk more about the WWE counter programming, of course, in the next week, especially on the flagship next weekend. But we go back to Saturday night's main event, and we come back from commercial break, and we get an interview backstage with undisputed WWE champion CM Punk and his opponent at SummerSlam, Cody Rhodes. Rhodes brought up coexisting right away and said that yes, they would. He says that he doesn't want Punk to have any excuse when he beats him for number 4. Tell him, Punk. Punk then chimes in saying that he wants a one-on-one match so that there's no doubt when he beats Rhodes at SummerSlam. Rhodes agrees, and then he asks who gets to go out first, and his music then hits, so the decision was made for them. Cody Rhodes is an egotistical bastard. How dare you ask the WWE champion that you are partnering with who's going out first? The absolute unmitigated gall of this American nightmare scumbag. But he does go out first. Cody Rhodes gets a big response. Of course, the crowd going crazy for him. And as CM Punk comes out, he sits down in the CM Punk cross-legged position. We get Gunther who comes down, and Sami Zayn still coming out to a good response. He even clapping, giving the fans high fives as he comes and makes his way down to the ring. As soon as he hits the ring, you get Punk who starts swinging on him, and the brawl is on. Gunther and Cody are fighting on the other end, and this one started out real fast. They started going at it. You get Cody and Punk start trading quick tags in and out as they punish Zayn. Eventually, Gunther is tagged in, and he punches Punk in the mouth. You get Zayn who distracted the referee while Gunther took Punk to the outside and dropped his spine first onto the barricade. It takes Cody having to drag him back into the ring to break the count. You get Punk who is busted open from his run-in with Gunther, and he crawled over to tag Cody just as Sami tagged in Gunther. Cody and Gunther start going at it. Cody hits him with a beautiful looking disaster kick. He is going crazy. He hits a Cody cutter and he gets a near fall. He hits another bigger top rope Cody cutter and he gets another near fall. Cody takes off the belt. He looks for the crossroads, but Gunther's able to dodge it and he tags in Zayn. Zayn goes for the Blue Thunder Bomb and he's able to hit it as Rhodes kicks out at 2. You get Zayn whiffed on the haluva kick and Rhodes tags in Punk. Punk came off the top rope with a forearm and a bulldog. You get Punk who dropped an elbow from the top turnbuckle, which looked disgusting, ill. That elbow drop. he gets a near fall. Then he locks on the Anaconda Vice. You get Cody who cuts off Gunther. He trips him up, locks him in the figure 4. All 4 men are in the ring in submissions until Gunther gets an eye poke to Punk and tells Sami to break the figure 4, and he starts assaulting Cody. He then delivers the exploder in the corner, then hits the Aluva kick on Punk. He then walks right into Cody, hitting him with the crossroads. Gunther then threw a Rainmaker on Cody. He goes for one on Punk, but instead Punk lands the GTS, and all 4 men are down. The crowd is going crazy at this point. You get Gunther who got up and shoved Punk into Rhodes on the apron. He then locked on his career killer sleeper on Punk. Punk managed to stand up. He gets him on his shoulders for the GTS, but Gunther locks back on the sleeper. Eventually, Punk tags in Cody. Cody hits the crossroads on Gunther. Rhodes went for the pin, but Zayn pushes Punk into the cover. In all the melee, the referee bumps and he's out of it. Punk hits the GTS on Zayn. You get Punk and Rhodes are hitting bombs on Gunther until Cody tells Punk to hold Gunther for him so he can hit the disaster kick. Gunther moves out the way and Cody runs into Punk. Gunther then hits him with the WWE Championship. He then puts down Cody with the powerbomb. A new referee runs down to the ring. He counts the 1. He counts the 2. But then SmackDown General Manager Nick Aldis appears out of nowhere. He slides the referee out of the ring. He costs Gunther the victory here. He then picks up the WWE Championship, and he proceeds to blast Gunther in the face with the title that he wants so badly. Gunther is out of it, and he walks right into a GTS from CM Punk. Punk isn't the legal man, so Punk drags Cody over the body of the ring general. Cody gets the cover. 1, 2, 3. Cody Rhodes and CM Punk pick up the victory here. There will be no fatal 4-way for Gunther and Sami Zayn at SummerSlam. Punk and Cody are celebrating. We see Nick Aldis on the outside looking at his handiwork. Punk and Cody raise each other's hands in the ring, but then when Punk goes to leave, he basically throws the strap of the WWE title over his shoulder, hitting Cody in the mouth. This leads to later on in the night, after the show went off the air, a digital exclusive. Punk is being interviewed by Jackie Redmond backstage when Cody Rhodes pulls up on him and asks him about what happened out there. Was it an accident or was he trying to mess with him? And he's like, "You're getting all emotional," says Punk. And Cody says, "You're the one who's always getting emotional out there." He was like, "What do you mean emotional? I don't even want to be around you right now." You get Trick and Bobby Roode separating the two. Cody is telling the cameraman to get away. So it seems like WWE is trying to build some animosity between these two baby faces ahead of SummerSlam, or could be teasing a potential heel turn for one of them at SummerSlam. We shall find out in 2 weeks' time. What did you think about Cody Rhodes and CM Punk versus Gunther and Sami Zayn and the fallout post-match with Punk and Cody? Me, myself, I thought this was by far, in my opinion, the best wrestled matchup on this show. They were fast-paced. They were hitting bombs, hitting big moves. The crowd was invested the entire way of this matchup. I thought it was a great match to close off the in-ring portion of the show. I wish it would have closed off the show in general. Then I'd be much higher on the show. I gave it 4.25 stars. What did you think?
I came out of this match wondering why they didn't just do the 4-way. I was like, fuck.
Yo, thank you. I was like, this match made me want to say the 4-way, not Cody versus Punk.
I was like, what the fuck? Like, okay. Actually, the Cody and the Punk thing is annoying. I don't like their storyline. I think that shit is whack. I think, oh my God, we're so friendly. I love you so much. Oops, I hit you by accident. What'd you do, bro? Why'd you hit me, bro? This is so fucked up. Like, shut the fuck up. This shit stinks. This shit fucking stinks. So, yeah, unfortunately, Gunther and Nick Aldis had the most interesting situation headed into this. And when it was all over, I found myself thinking, well, Sammy should want to beat the shit out of Nick Aldis too. Wait a minute, what the fuck?
Nick Aldis screwed over him as well. I was like, Nick Aldis is the heel in all of this.
They're gonna pair Sammy and Gunther up now as an act. Have Sammy be his caddy or whatever. It was a good match though. It was really good from the opening bell when they started fighting. I was like, why is Punk mad at Sammy? But you know what? This is fine. This is good. Good match. The post thing, like I said earlier, it's funny because it's like, okay, yeah, there's tension because they're supposed to be fighting each other, but this is, did you hit me by accident or was it a mistake? Did you hit me on purpose or was it a mistake? I need to know. Like,
it felt very forced. It felt very forced.
They had Trick in there, like separating it. Like, oh, we're gonna make it real. Trick is there. Like, that doesn't help that the subject matter is fucking dumb. You can make it as serious as you want. It's fucking dumb what he's over there mad about. Yeah, I agree though. But like overall, like the best technically wrestled match of the night, but I still preferred Bayley and Lyra. It was more my speed. But this was really good. And yeah, this was where the show should have ended. Because the next segment was literally nothing. The next segment could have been done and should have been done off camera. Like, this wasn't for us. This was some fanatics shit. You should have done that earlier in the afternoon at the thing you were doing earlier with the entrances and all that shit. You know, like, what the fuck? What are we doing here? You know?
We got Alec Banky who says Gunther is now 0-5 against Cody. The career killer is dead. Thanks WWE. We talked about it yesterday. Thanks to Dion, who asked us to rank who's been the worst booked WWE star this year. Gunther is up there. If it wasn't for Braun Breaker, Gunther would be number one with a bullet. The fact that he retired John Cena and AJ Styles, and now he's lost to Cody Rhodes 4 straight times.
It's things like this that I hate about the company. Like, sometimes you get excited for something, and I'm like, this is a home run. There's no way you can fuck this up. Gunther retired John Cena. He retired AJ Styles. He retired Goldberg. The follow-up is going to be great, man. He's going to be on top. This is just the way it goes. And they're going to hit you with the, well, Gunther is one of the most featured characters on the television show. See, so actually he's doing very well. He's got the most time and he's a main character. So he'll be okay. Like, yeah. So the story you're telling is that he can kill old people, but can never be a champion. Understood. Thank you. I appreciate it.
He could be some bubs who are on their way out the door, but he can't be anyone on a level higher or on the same level as him.
No.
It's hard being a Gunther fan in 2026. I will say.
If he gets pinned by Nick Aldis, I'm gonna fucking drive a car into Triple H's house.
It's like I got the address. We pull it up now. You did this to yourself. Oh man, yeah. I just came out of this and like, poor Sammy. Sammy is the real sympathetic figure in all of it. Sammy had the title for 9 days, had an unannounced matchup on the wrong show, lost the title to the hometown guy, couldn't even get put into the rematch for the title because he was taking a mental health break. Then he comes back, he gets a chance to be put into the matchup. He doesn't even lose the match, but he still loses the opportunity to be in a four-way to get his rightful rematch that he should already have without having to work for it.
I want to give them credit for booking that way, where he keeps on getting screwed over in the funniest ways, but it's never his fault. but I feel like that's a happy accident.
Yeah, it is. It is a happy accident more than anything. But I will say, when Cody and Punk had that interview backstage before they came out, I had the biggest laugh ever, John, because that's when I came to the realization that Roman Reigns in a non-wrestling segment with a basketball player is headlining a show that has a Cody Rhodes CM Punk tag team matchup that has direct ramifications for SummerSlam. I was like, how is people even asking questions on who's the number one guy anymore?
Y'all can fight for number 2 if you want. You already know how that goes.
this like, yo, this political game, like, people, I got people on Twitter right now who are reacting to my tweet from yesterday with his comments about Oba Femi, and I was like, after answers like this, I think he's gonna try to talk. I expect him to talk Rock into doing Mania 43 so he doesn't have to face Oba. And I got people like, oh, you guys are taking it that serious. Oh, it's not that deep. I was like, it's not that. I think it's awesome. I think it's all. I don't have a problem with this. Like, I know there's people that are upset that, like, oh, but needs to. Roman needs to work with the young guys. Roman can't work with his family all the time. The fact that Roman can do anything that he wants is amazing to me. I'm sorry. I grew up on wrestling. I grew up on the political game of wrestling, and the fact that we have someone in the year of our Lord 2026 that has as much power as Hogan in the 80s, it seems. It's amazing to me.
It's so fun to watch as it happens, because I mean, I enjoy, like, I really enjoy this game. You know, like, this is where the competition is. You know, like, in the ring, all this stuff is, you know, it is what it is. It's great or whatever. But the competition, seeing who comes out on top, it happens backstage, and Roman Reigns is demolishing these other dudes. Like, he is on his Hulk Hogan Triple H, you know, like, he is fucking on top, and I don't see nobody taking that from him. He's gonna work with his cousins until he dies.
He said the bloodline story ain't over until I'm gone.
When he said that shit, because, you know, obviously there's him upstairs, he's on that stage at Fanatics, and there is an element of showmanship, but he's also around these athletes and around these quote unquote real celebrities, and he wants to make himself feel like, you know, I'm one of them, you know, I'm a big guy here, you know, I'm just like you guys. We're all the same.
We're all on the same level, guys,
you know. So all these other guys, I don't sit in the locker room with them, you know. I don't have friends in wrestling, because I had to decide, am I gonna pull the wagon or am I gonna be one of the boys? And I'm just like, look at this fucking guy. Look at this guy. He's doing nothing wrong. He's doing everything that you should be doing if you want to keep your spot on top. It's a master class, watching it happen in real time and watching the company be like, hell yeah, because you guys had your shot. You had your shot, you fucking left.
He gave y'all 2 years and y'all couldn't get it done.
They thought it was a promo. They thought he was just talking shit. He said, I gave you guys 2 years. I'm back now. Watch this shit. Like Cody runs around talking about how I'm QB1, I'm QB1, and Roman just is. Like that's the difference.
Yeah. He doesn't have to try to do it. He doesn't have to tell anybody he's doing it. He just does it. That's the difference between Cody and Roman. That's the difference between Roman and anyone in history. I didn't feel like CM Punk's not even trying to get that number 1 spot. He's just happy to be in the top 3.
By accident, because the rest of the fucking booking in the company is like shit, and he comes built in with this star power. Like they can't really fuck me up. They can.
Joe Tessitore and Stephanie McMahon, they recap everything that's happened so far. They run down the SummerSlam card to this point, and they tell us that up next it's Jalen Brunson and Roman Reigns time. So 9:50 p.m. Eastern, Wade Barrett and Michael Cole introduce a video package about Jalen Brunson being the king of New York. Then we get a Blimphausen flying over the ring. We are rebranded. It's rebranded to the congrats to the Knicks message. Then we get Brunson is introduced at 9:53 p.m. He is wearing an OTC 11 shirt since he is the number 11. He walked through the back. Basically, he walks through the back of the Knicks locker room. Then we get another highlight package of him on the court. Then we see him walking by all the WWE pictures backstage and staring at them, giving a nod of approval to Danhausen. Then we get some more video package of him on the court. Then we see him slapping hands with people backstage, including his teammate, Karl Anthony Towns. Then finally, he meets up with Roman Reigns at the gorilla position, and Roman's music plays. It is 9:56. Yes, 6 minutes of Jalen Brunson walking backstage. They both saunter their way out to the entranceway. They slowly take it all in. They put their fingers in the sky. The ones are in the air. They finally made it to the ring. It is about 9:58 p.m. Eastern. They pointed to the sky. They entered the ring and pointed again, and fireworks go off again. It is now 10 p.m. Eastern. They walked around the ring. Roman grabbed the mic. So he says, Roman asks the question on everybody's mind, what are they doing out there right now? And yes, that was on my mind.
I certainly was asking.
He says that this is where greatness acknowledges greatness. It's no secret that NYC is the home of WWE, and 53 years was way too long for the Knicks to go without a championship. Roman listed Brunson's accomplishments and his nicknames and gave Brunson a Knicks-themed WWE Heavyweight Championship belt with custom side plates with the number 11. Roman then told the crowd to acknowledge us. They did. They put their ones in the air until the music of Seth freaking Rollins hits. But not Seth comes out. Instead, it is the biggest heel in Madison Square Garden, Tyrese Haliburton. He is wearing a Seth Rollins shirt. He is carrying a steel chair. That gave Seth the opening to jump Roman from behind. Haliburton handed Rollins a chair. Rollins basically told Brunson to stay there in the corner. He hit Reigns with a super kick. He told Reigns that he deserves this as he looked to give him a curb stomp on the chair. But as he went for the run-up, it was Jalen Brunson who stepped in front to protect his favorite wrestler. Roman was given enough time to recover. He gets up and he delivers a Superman punch to Seth. He followed up with the spear, laying out his opponent for SummerSlam as Haliburton and Seth retreated. And someone at ringside handed Roman Reigns the NBA Championship trophy. As Reigns put the Knicks-themed title around Brunson's waist, He gave him his World Heavyweight Championship, while Roman Reigns held up the NBA Championship for a great photo op of the two champions of the NBA and WWE standing in front of a 12,000 people in Madison Square Garden. I guess this sets up a big tag team match for Bash at the Beach as well. Looking forward to all of this.
Can't wait to see Jay Leno.
Okay, so I gave a worked answer on last night's review on Fightful because I didn't want to give my real thoughts there. I wanted to save it for here. This is one of the most gross corporate synergy bullshit I have ever seen in my life. Anyone outside of New York that cares about this, you have drinking the WWE Kool-Aid, because this was a big waste of time. This was something that you said before could have been a dark segment. This is something that goes against the actual story that's been told on TV, where Roman is definitely a tweener, if anything. And Seth has been the baby face. Now Seth is the heel and Roman is the baby face. Okay. Tyrese Haliburton was the best part about this whole segment. At least that was fun. At least that was a surprise. But other than that, this just felt like a big waste of time and felt like the WWE trying way too hard to get a viral moment or a mainstream highlight on SportsCenter or any mainstream outlet they're going to get on today. And the fact of the matter is that WWE reportedly were very excited about the final 10 minutes of this show. They said that this was something big that they had for the final 10 minutes of this show. Triple H came out before the show and said Saturday night's main event is going to be special. All it was a parade after the parade they already had in New York City. WWE is fucking pathetic. It's fucking pathetic how much they want to be accepted by mainstream outlets, by mainstream sports. Act like you've been around for the last 60 fucking years, because you have. What the fuck? Just be the number one wrestling promotion. Why is that not good enough for WWE? You're never going to get accepted by mainstream outlets. You're never going to be accepted by mainstream sports. Danhausen can curse and uncurse all 32 teams of the NBA, and all 32 teams can win an NBA championship and treat Danhausen as a mascot. It does not mean that the NBA or NBA fans give a fuck about the WWE. Stop acting so fucking pathetic. WWE is the fucking pick me promotion when it comes to shit like this. This was pathetic. John, what did you think about this final segment here?
Oh man. I just want to say first too that we said this when Pat McAfee was fucking up the WrestleMania main event storyline. It's not the inherent use of celebrities that's the problem. You know, it's not that the Knicks were here. It's not that Roman was in his segment with the Knicks and with fucking Jalen Brunson and Tyrese Haliburton. It is the fact that this is a canon part of the television series, right? This is a thing that happened. Roman Reigns is out there completely out of character, bro. This is the big dog. This is not the tribal chief. The tribal chief is out there fanboying, marking out with the trophy. I love basketball. Basketball is so much more important than what we do here.
It's heavy. It's heavy. It's heavy. The trophy's heavy.
Bro, he goes out there. And honestly, the whole segment from the beginning, Jalen Brunson sitting in the locker room and getting the long walk through the back and giving five to everybody and playing the video package to the New York sports legends. And then he goes out there and Roman's like, "Are you ready, buddy?" Roman doesn't treat any character on this show with that much respect. Roman has never, ever put a belt around the waist of somebody. Roman didn't put the World Heavyweight Championship around his cousin, Jey Uso. But he put this Knicks World Championship around Jalen Brunson. He might as well give him a kiss on the forehead, wrapped him up and held him there and showed everybody, this is our baby. We love him. And listen, There's nothing wrong with a segment like this in New York City, off camera, like not as part of the show, and certainly not as part of the main event. There's a place for everything. But this was completely desperate. This was out of character for Roman. It was out of character for Seth. Seth comes out there. He's a heel doing Looney Tunes gags again. Oh no, Tyrese Haliburton, we were foiled on this night. We're not gonna get it. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Like that they actually ended the show with this Fanatics weekend. Celebrities are better than us. Please, ESPN, please put us on Sports Center on Monday. Look, Roman is hugging Jalen Brunson. We're trading titles like they trade jerseys. Isn't that the sports thing? Look, come on, everyone, we're cool. And it's like, it's so desperate. And also, this was like 3 weeks ago, bro. We've all moved on. You know, like the Danhausen rained out parade where no one showed up. That's pretty much the perfect representation of this. And it's like, yeah, man, of course the crowd was excited. You know, of course Madison Square Garden was happy. It's New York City and it's Madison Square Garden. That's for them. That was great for them. It's a nationally televised show. I'm watching this in California. I mean, I have my emotional connection in New York City, and I still didn't give a fuck about this. I laughed at this segment. This was embarrassing as a wrestling fan to see the tribal chief, bro. It's not even John Cena. Like John Cena does something like that.
John Cena could do this easily.
Cody Rhodes does this. And if you want to stretch it even further, CM Punk can do something like this.
Yeah.
Roman Reigns cannot do this. Roman Reigns should not be out there treating a celebrity with more respect than he has ever treated any other character on this television show. I could not believe this. I have expected him to turn on Jalen Brunson during the fucking speech. I thought he was going to be like, all right, but you shouldn't be acknowledging this piece of shit anymore or whatever. It's me. I'm the tribal chief. I'm better than him. This is my building now. I built Madison Square Garden. WWE built Madison Square Garden. The Knicks don't mean shit. You know, that's what I expected. You know, like, that's the kind of shit I thought they would do. You know, like that would have been in character. That would have been Roman's character. This was a farce. This was bad. And I mean, I had people telling me people are excited at the image of Roman and Jalen Brunson there holding up the trophy, holding up the title. They're fans of that. And it's like, yes, that's good. I'm happy that you're a fan. Why is Roman Reigns being a fan? He's not supposed to be you. You're not supposed to be him. He's supposed to be the star. Like, what is this? This was embarrassing. I fucking hated this.
This was not, this wasn't for us, definitely. This is for the New York City fans, and the New York City fans seem to enjoy it, so
yeah,
I guess WWE will take this as a W.
They're going to take this as a W, and they're going to swear to you because did you hear the building? No. But did you hear the people in the building? Though, and it's harmless because I mean, like, and it's not the end of the world. It isn't. It's just fucking corny. It's fucking embarrassing. It's bullshit. And we're gonna go on Monday and act like it didn't happen.
Pretty much. But yeah, that was Saturday night's main event, folks. That's where we're ending it off at. That's how they ended it. So that's where we are. So that's gonna bring us to everybody's favorite time of the show. Our ratings for this show. Y'all know what time it is. If you're watching us on demand, let us know in the comments down below. If you're watching us live, sound off in the live chat. Final call for super chat donations as well. Tell us your match of the night, your MVP, your LVP, your moment of the night. Whether you gave the show a thumbs up, a thumbs down, thumbs in the middle, and out of 10, what did you give last night's show? 1 second before we do that, we do have a couple of super chat donations I want to read out. Adrian Carpenter, thank you so much. He says, Bayley versus Willow would be intriguing, looking in a mirror at her old self. Some stuff are a little bit different, but definitely one of the dream matches for Bayley and AEW, right, John?
Yeah. I mean, shit. It would be something to see Willow come up and reference the fact that, you know, Bayley and her positive energy is the reason why I'm out here like this or whatever. You could definitely give it that kind of weight, even if she didn't grow up with Bayley. Like, you could make that part of the story. It'd be great.
Yeah, definitely similar personalities. Thank you so much to Dion as well, who sends us a super chat donation saying, I'm not a Seth fan, but damn, are they doing everything to make him look like a damn clown? He also came off as heelish. What story are we telling here? I mean, yeah. I was working last night on the Fightful post show, but I did make the argument in my pro Roman form that Seth has always been the heel. Seth stole the wise men. That was when he turned heel, and Roman Reigns had one of the greatest babyface turns of all time. You know, some people turn babyface by making the save for somebody, reuniting with an old teammate, just embracing the reaction from the crowd. Roman turned babyface by leaving.
I put that at number 2 to John Cena turning babyface by apologizing. I'm sorry.
We love you. We love you.
I know you do.
But no, they are not doing the best job of making Seth Rollins look like he is on the same level as Roman Reigns. Yes, there is the whole record and him having this kind of established number of Roman Reigns, but there's only so much they can tell us that. But what we're seeing each and every week, well, over the last couple of weeks, we've seen him have a promo that bored the hell out of the crowd in Chicago to the point that they went silent. And then LA Knight outclassed him on the mic. Then Monday Night Raw, he tried to talk all big and bad, and Roman roasted him. And it didn't. And despite him dropping Roman and standing tall at the end of the segment, all anybody wanted to talk about was Roman roasting him. And then here he came out, he had the drop on him, and all it took was the gorgeous eyes of Jalen Brunson to distract him. Bro. And then he turned into a 2014 heel version of himself.
They didn't even do nothing. They were just like there. I mean, obviously Jalen can't do nothing because he's injured, but Tyrese didn't do nothing either. He's like, yeah, I'm here, bro. If you need me. He needed you. He needed you when Jalen Brunson got in his way. Where were you? I'm out here, bro.
Should have came from behind, hit him with the chair, man. Like, what the hell?
They were excited. This was something Triple H was so excited for. You got to understand. We get to work with real celebrities, not just our fake ones.
There you go. All right, but it is time to give a thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle for WWE Saturday night's main event, NYC, in 3, 2, 1. We are the bar. Thumbs in the middle from both of us. Out of 10, I will give this show a 6.5 out of 10. I thought the first half of the show was not good up until Danhausen coming out. I thought that was a nice, fun way to close out that matchup. I thought Bayley and Lyra was a very good matchup that got better with the blood and everything. And then I thought the tag team matchup was great, but then they ended off the show with freaking that. So definitely a mid-level show from WWE. John?
Yeah, I'm going right with you. I'm going to give it a 6.5 because Danhausen thing was successful. I really liked the Bayley Lyra match, and I liked the main event match. But I'm ripping off 3.5 stars for that fucking, like, that. Not even Paige and Brie Bella was as offensive as that main event segment for me. That shit was bullshit. That was bullshit. You know, someone actually reminded me, because the first fucking thing I hear when I post about this main event segment is like, oh, but if it was Kenny Omega, you would have ate it up. And I was like, well, actually, I like the point you do, Giannis. Who actually showed up on AEW, and we kept it off camera, and the crowd was happy, and the wrestlers were happy, and everyone was happy, and he got a big title belt to take home, and it was a cool, successful segment, and it didn't bother nobody at home. So fuck you if it was Kenny Omega, you would have ate it up, because they would have done it better.
Hey, Shaq's tag team matchup was better than this segment.
I'm saying.
Just saying. Sorry. But Dennis Rodman in AEW was just as bad as this.
I forgot that happened.
But yes, this was not the best show from WWE at all. But match of the night, who you going with, John?
Well, I'm gonna give it to the girls, Bayley and Lyra. Man, I love that shit. More people fucking just throwing everything out the window and beating the shit out of each other. I love it.
I'm gonna give it to CM Punk and Cody Rhodes versus Sami Zayn and Gunther. WWE hates tag team wrestling unless there's actual stars in it, and then they love it because they told those guys to go out there, work fast, work hard, hit big moves, and the crowd would go crazy, and that's exactly what happened. It was definitely, in my opinion, the best worked matchup of the night, and the crowd was the most invested in that matchup more than anything. MVP for the show, that I will go with Bayley and Lyra Valkyria because they were able to recover from a rough start and had a brutal matchup that I'm definitely gonna remember and definitely put over Lyra in a big way after the heel turn. John?
Yeah, I was gonna go with them. It just seemed too simple. For the sake of variety, I'm going to give it to Karl Anthony Towns for having the greatest choke slams this side of fucking Kane and the Undertaker. That shit was awesome.
It was very impressive. Best choke slam in the business. LVP for the show. Who you going with, John?
Well, the obvious answer is us, because we had to sit through that, but I think I'm gonna give it to Danhausen, who got robbed. Like, they took your whole gimmick, bro. They gave it to Roman. Like, what the fuck was that about?
I'm gonna give it to Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins had to eat shit and become a fucking chicken shit heel at the end of the show, despite being a babyface for the past 6 months.
He's Wile E. Coyote. His Acme bomb blew up in his own face. Oh no! We'll try it again next time, Tyrese Haliburton. Let's go.
I'll get you next time, Tyrese.
Let's go. Pull the lever, Tyrese.
We'll get him next time, Tyrese. Now get my plane. You look at it. I gotta show this face he made when he's getting hit with the Superman punch. It's so ridiculous. I have to show it again because he just came off like a fucking cartoon character when he saw Roman coming for the Superman punch. It's this shit right here. Look at his face. Look at his face.
That's too good. I didn't even see that.
Yeah, look at his face, and Jalen Brunson is responding to his face and being like, "Oh, you about to get fucked up." But Seth Rollins, my LVP for the show. But moment of the show, who you going with, John?
Moment of the show, probably Bayley just punching Lyra in the face. Whoa.
For variety, I will go with Karl Anthony Towns, Cathausen, coming out and helping out Danhausen for moment of the show. But yeah, it really is Bayley with the just Hadouken. Oh my god, like Jesus. But yes, we got a couple of people responding to the picture saying we got power drive finisher saying help, stays in midair for 2 seconds and proceeds to fall. Then we got King Davion says, what the hell is that? We got King Davion, he says LVP Seth Looney Tunes Rollins, and we got Alan who says LVP will always be us for watching this shit and coming back for more every time. Factual information. And yes, the real LVP, Triple H for Power Driver Finisher.
He's growing his hair back. You see that? He's sick of being called a bald fraud.
He just wants to be a fraud. Commendable. But yes, that brings us to the end for another WWE Saturday Night's Main Event review. We'll be back with another Saturday Night's Main Event review coming up in September, but we'll be back with another pay-per-view review next Monday. AEW Redemption is next Sunday, so we will be here on the channel on next Monday, 12:05 p.m. Eastern Time with our AEW Redemption review. John will, of course, be there. He's a regular on our AEW reviews, but thank you so much for joining me today for this WWE Saturday Night's Main Event review. John, I'm going to give you the floor. Let everybody know where they can follow you on social media and when they can see you again.
So definitely follow Jersey Radio. As always, subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, for all TikTok, for all the latest pop culture and pro wrestling updates. Fast as fuck it. They're up there within minutes of being reported. We're on our shit. Check us out, buddy. Jersey Radio podcast will be out on Thursday. It's out every Thursday. And check us out.
There you have it. You can follow me on the Twitter machine at TrueHillSP3. You can follow the gang, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at TrueHillHeat. Patreon.com/TrueHillHeat. $3 a month gets you exclusive content. The best way to support us when we're not live here. And check out all the great content we got on the channel right now, like our True Hill Heat flagship podcast, True Hill Heat 390, with myself and Top Guy JJ talking about this wild week in pro wrestling, about WWE and AAA Worlds Collide going head to head with AEW All Out in September. We talked about Keith Lee potentially retiring, the all-in ticket sales surge, and the lack of ticket sales for WWE SummerSlam as well. If you like more content, we'll be back live tomorrow here on the channel for our Dark Side of the Ring return. Dark Side of the Ring Season 7 premiere was the 3-part Jeff Jarrett and the Battle for TNA. So we will review all 3 parts. Myself and Miss Chrissy Love join us live for that tomorrow here on the channel. But later today, 5:05 p.m. Eastern Time on True Hill Heat Sports and Entertainment, John and me will be back with y'all again as we will be reviewing X-Men 97 Episode 5, Weapon X, Lies and DVDs. Great time with Wolverine. But join us for that over on Sports and Entertainment. Join us for Dark Side of the Ring tomorrow. We got Rated Raw review on Tuesday, Thursday, AE Ramble. Friday, we got our AEW Redemption preview, and then Saturday, the flagship. Sunday, we'll have some content up for you, and then on Monday, Redemption. It's Redemption Week. We started it off with all of you, so thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much to John, and of course, it is me, your True Hill Phenom, SP3. This has been our WWE Saturday Night's Main Event NYC review. We are signing off until next time.